Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of the Mile High Game Guys Board Gaming Podcast. I'm your host Adrian.
I am Zach.
And I'm Jeff.
And we have with us a very special guest, Katie from Katie's Game Corner.
Hi everybody.
Hello.
Hello.
Thank you for taking the time to join us.
Thank you for inviting me along.
Yeah.
I would like to welcome you from the future. Welcome to the past from the future. Is that how it should go?
Yes.
Yeah.
Time traveling.
Yes.
Time travel.
You'd be like, Katie, I would like you to welcome us to the future.
Yes.
Stay in the past, it's better, I promise.
Nostalgia.
That's because you're, 7 hours ahead of us right now? 6 hours?
I think 8 now because of the time change. Because we fell back because our time
No,
does weird
daylight
things.
savings hasn't started yet.
Oh.
Isn't that next week?
Yes.
Oh.
That's those crazy American
we
time
had our
zones.
daylight, whatever the hour changey thing last night. It really confused me. So
Brutal.
yeah, 8 hours at the moment.
Oh, so you guys had your time change, and then we have our
Yes,
time
we
change
did.
next week. Okay. I didn't know England did a time change.
I woke up and I was like, what the fuck? Like, it threw me off a little bit.
I had that reaction waking up this morning, but it was because I didn't go to bed until 4 a.m., and then I woke up at 8. So, hooray, exhaustion.
Hooray, waking up for a flight at 4:30 a.m. this morning.
Yeah, I got your message as I was getting into bed.
Like, hey, Zach, can you still pick me up from the airport today?
And then you get on the airplane without hearing me.
Yes. Just blindly getting on a flight with maybe not a ride.
Yeah, it would have worked out.
That's fine.
Before we continue to go far too much off the rails, Katie, how about you tell our listeners a little bit about how you got into board gaming, like what kind of gaming you like, and then ultimately we'll build up to how you started Katie's Game Corner.
Sounds good. Everyone always asks me this question. It's really boring. Great way to start. The answer.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's our
For the
show.
next
We're just
5 minutes, everybody.
we're
Go
in it.
grab a drink.
Yeah. Okay.
I've always played computer games. Like growing up, I loved video games, computer games, whatever you want to call them. Might have played a bit of World of Warcraft, but I will not tell you for definite if that happened.
I have 12 years in.
And everyone always loves, but I genuinely never had an interest in board games whatsoever my entire life. I didn't play them as a child. It wasn't something my family did. I knew about Dungeons and Dragons, obviously, but that was kind of it. And then maybe 3 or 4 years ago, I was at one of my friends' house and they played a lot of board games and we were having a few beers and they were like, yeah, you should totally come play this game with us about farming or Vikings or whatever it was. And I was just like, I genuinely do not ever want to play that game. I do not want to play board games. It's not something I want to do. And now I'm obsessed. One day I just kind of thought, okay, let's play something, and it spiraled out of control and here I am. So it's not an exciting story, but it's quite funny that I didn't look down upon board games, but it just, especially like historical games or especially war games, it was just something I never really thought I'd be interested in, and now it's my life.
Right. It's funny how that happens. Like, 'cause we played like little games growing up, but it wasn't until like 4 years ago that I played a real game and was like, oh my God, this is my life now.
We've all spiraled out of control.
Crazy.
That's why we're talking into microphones right now.
Yeah. Do you remember like what the first board game you actually got around to trying was?
Yes, the first ever board game I played was Seven Wonders, actually.
Okay. Pretty reasonable intro there. You didn't dive like right into like some coin game or something.
No, but that's kind of this year. I've only started to really play. For the last couple of years, I've played heavier kind of Euro games, but it's only this year that I've really started looking at coin games and war games and that kind of side of the hobby. But yeah, it was Seven Wonders, and it makes me laugh now because I was so confused. I was like, I do not know what's going on. There's so many cards. I'm getting really stressed out. I don't want to play this game. And now I'm like, really? But it's funny how that happens. And it's the same when I introduce people that don't play games into games. And it's nice to kind of see it evolve for them as well, the way it did for me.
Introduce them with the nice intro game of Twilight Struggle, maybe?
No, Caverna's usually my intro game.
See?
Or
Caverna?
Terraforming Mars.
There you go.
That's
yeah.
a great one.
Yeah,
Caverna's,
that's a really good game.
Caverna's still better than Agricola.
Debatable.
Clearly.
Debatable.
I actually agree with that. I prefer Caverna.
Oh my God,
Yep.
no.
That's 3-1.
All right, I'm just going to
Fuck
hang up on the
you.
Skype call.
Even if you do that, it's still 2-1, Adrian.
Yeah.
So.
Awesome. So how long have you been doing Katie's Game Corner?
Everything's so new. So since January, and I kind of wrote a couple of blog posts and then ignored my blog. So properly, as in for a while, I was like, nah, whatever. So properly about March time. So not too long. So March.
And you're already killing it.
I'm just counting the months, like 8 months. There we go.
Awesome. Yeah, then you're gonna definitely rock it way past all of us with popularity.
I mean, she already has.
Yeah.
Pure Twitter popularity that we've already talked about not mattering at all.
Right.
Does it matter to you guys?
It matters to Adrian.
Yes, it does.
Well, I mean, like, not hugely. Like, I don't super track like what my Twitter followers.
he said hugely, so that's still like a
little
lot,
bit.
but not.
bit.
Yeah, because anything that indicates like how many people are actually engaging with us, like either listening to the episodes through downloads or like just chatting with us on Twitter or things like that. So it's good to know how many people are actually give a crap that you talk about what you talk about. I don't know.
I agree. I think it's nice to be visible, as opposed to popular.
Right.
Let's go for something that sounds a bit nicer. It's nice to be visible on Twitter, and it's nice to know that people kind of interact. I like interacting with people. I think that's the only reason. I don't have millions of followers, but it's growing quite quickly, and I think it's because I'm here. I'll give you some tips, Adrian, on how to be popular on Twitter.
Ooh.
No, I'm joking. I'm joking.
I was busting out the notepad. I was about to just
No,
start
I'm
going.
joking, but I think it's just nice to be interactive, and I work a really boring job and I have a lot of time, but not time that I can actually do anything productive in. So I just go on Twitter all the time. So
That's how I was with my job until they banned phones and then fired me shortly thereafter.
Well, because they were cutting your department.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure my department is gone now. And if it isn't, it will be soon because I'm going to start working for customers, helping them set up their own gear departments.
Directly.
But anyway.
I will continue to ship beer.
Right on. Well, let's talk a little bit about what kind of games we've been playing. Mostly because I had a really exciting weekend of getting to learn 18xx. No, I got to learn 1889 with Paul and Tony, formerly of Heavy Cardboard. He taught us, and holy shit, 1889 was a bunch of fun. We didn't get to play a full game because Paul had to leave because bullshit Paul scheduled a date for the same day that he was playing 18xx, which was a terrible plan.
How long? Yeah, how long were you playing this game?
Only like 3 hours.
Oh,
Yeah, like
fuck you, Paul.
Like we got there a little afternoon. We had some lunch and kind of talked to Tony a little bit. Got to know each other. And then he went down there and taught us, and we played for about 3 hours. And then Paul was like, "I'm sorry, guys, I got to go because I have a date." And that was the end. The game was almost over, and I was definitely going to lose really hard, so I was okay with quitting. But it was a bunch of fun. I really enjoyed 18xx and 89 in particular.
That's like the
I
intro
haven't
one,
played
right?
89. Sorry, I interrupted.
Oh, no, it's fine.
89 is one of what is commonly considered like two of the best intro ones. Like 89's shorter and kind of simple, but it's also meaner with its train rush.
Shorter at 3 hours.
Whereas 1846 is the other really good intro one, and that one's a little bit more gentle with like the train rush and things. So like you're not gonna probably lose all your trains, and but it takes a little bit.
Did you say rush or rust?
Train rush, where your trains
Both.
rust. Yes,
Okay.
they're both the same thing.
Okay.
I almost thought you said train
18
Russians.
Sorry, I keep interrupting.
That's fine.
I'm in the future, so I don't know when you...
She already knows what we're saying and needs to stop
I'm
us.
just like talking, like the conversation's already passed.
You were saying, Katie, have you played 18xx games yet?
I'm partial to a little bit of 18xx. 1846 is actually the first game, the first 18xx game that I played. And it was quite confusing at the time for me, but I love 18xx now. It doesn't get to the table ever. I have to play it online because my friends won't play it with me.
Yeah, that's going to be my life.
It sounds about right.
Yeah. But I am working on, I'm saying I'm working on, I want to create a solo variant for 1825. So that's what I'm trying to do at the moment. It's not working, but it will work one day. So that I can sit alone at home and play 18xx.
And play with trains.
Play with trains.
I feel like everyone would just have more fun if you just got the train set than just play with actual trains.
One of my friend's dads. Like the whole basement setup.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, it was a whole lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. Paul already owns like 4 18xx games, and so I will.
And he hadn't played one yet.
And he hadn't played one yet,
including 18OE.
Yeah, which that's a huge box. 18OE. It's like a 12, 14 hour game.
Jesus.
There's one Tony was talking about that like a lot of times when they play, they plan to meet up like around noon on Saturday and then just play all the way into Sunday, like through Sunday. Like, yeah, just, all right, guys, we're pulling an all-nighter playing train games. Like,
Cripes.
that's amazing. I can't wait.
Isn't that the dream?
Right?
Yeah?
I mean,
For some
on,
people.
guys.
I mean, nightmares are kind of dreams, so yeah, sure.
So, Adrian, you like 18xx. The other guys aren't on board, basically.
Correct.
No, we did not get on that train.
That was a little pun that I didn't mean to do.
Yeah.
And then Zach meant to do his pun.
Yeah. I have not tried one yet. I would try one.
I will still try one too, but I feel like 18x. I want to say that though I'm going to reserve the one time of being an asshole of like halfway through the game just to be like no, and then just walk off. I'm keeping that for 18xx games. If I start playing and I'm just like no, just fuck everything about this.
You're gonna cash in your
Just
one.
gonna cash in my one of nope. See you guys later.
Bye.
Okay, so I actually do have one question.
Yes.
In regards of like, so you know how I super hate Food Chain Magnet.
Yes.
But I actually,
What?
yeah, that's
Why am I on this podcast?
because Adrian really likes it.
Because I love Food Chain Magnate.
It's Adrian's favorite game.
Okay.
I basically brought you in to back me up, Katie.
Yes.
And then you betrayed me
Yeah.
with Caverna right out the gate, so I don't even know what's happening anymore.
Okay, so in terms of like food, I know this might not work at all, but like food chains to Indonesia, in terms of I don't know like interactivity and stuff like that, which one would you say would be more towards? If that doesn't make any sense at all, then
No, well, because I definitely felt like for me, 18xx felt like all the things that I liked, and this is where you're going to say, nope, fuck that, I'm out. It was everything I liked about Tramways, Food Chain, and Age of Steam, like all combined into like almost the perfect game. Like 18xx might end up being like I might have to do.
all right, I'm cashing in my one now. Bye.
Just ending this recording.
I might have to do with like what Edward and Amanda and like some other people like Joe over at the Deep End. They do like when they do like top 10s and they just reserve one spot for 18xx and it's like we're not going to pick one because like then like 7 of our top 10 would be 18xx. So instead we just condense it to one spot. Like, but I think 18xx is going to be a top 10 like game thing for me. I really, really enjoyed it.
I am not surprised at all.
Yeah. I would lean it more towards Food Chain than Indonesia
that's what I
because
thought.
of how open the board is at the start, and then you like who knows where it goes. Whereas Indonesia, it's a little bit more fixed
Okay.
in some ways. But I mean, I could see making the Indonesia argument where if you took out all the goods, because there's no goods, it's just running trains from point A to point B, and then that gets you points based on which.
Is their interaction more direct or indirect?
It's much more indirect.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah, there's almost no really direct interaction. The most you could do is like what
Just his soul leaking out of his body.
you could do like what Paul did to me, and I had a company that had I'd gotten into a bad spot where basically the trains advance, and like once you get to a certain level of train, all of the beginner trains they go away. And so if you're not constantly advancing your trains, you're going to end up all of a sudden having no trains on your company, and that you can't have that. So then your company has to buy a train, and if it can't afford it, and then you have to buy it out of your pocket, and then if you can't, you go bankrupt. And that's when the game ends. But so you can do dick things like, oh, if I buy a train with this company in mind and then this company, then like that will open up the 6, and then I can count on Tony to buy that first 6 train, which are going to take away all of Adrian's 3 trains, and ha 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 ha, which is what happened. And then I was stuck with just 1 train each for my companies and couldn't make any money.
Disaster.
Yeah.
But did you go bankrupt?
No, because we
Then
quit.
that's an achievement in itself, to be honest.
Right.
If you don't go bankrupt in your first game of 18xx,
Hell, I'm pretty sure
keep
Paul was about to
going.
win his first game of 18xx.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah. Tony also was doing a really great job of making sure we didn't do anything too stupid. It's like playing Food Chain and being like, yeah, don't take a burger cook or a kitchen trainer for your first
Or a-
action.
Cart boy or whatever.
Cartboy's not a bad first one. It's not the best first one, but yeah, like don't take a kitchen trainer for your first like hire in Food Chain. That's gonna ruin you. but yeah, so that's what I played. I played 18xx and I really enjoyed it. So, what about you, Zach? What have you played?
So at game night, I got a bunch of new games recently, and I was able to finally get some of them out on the table. I played Indulgence, which is a trick-taking game where so it has
Like Vatican themed.
it's yes, but whatever.
Okay. Very, very.
yeah, it
Only in art alone.
Basically, you have 3 edicts.
Edicts.
EDICT.
Yeah. Edict.
Edict.
Yeah.
You have them out that basically determine what like sort of tricks you're trying to do this turn, and whoever the ruler is, so it's like whoever's first player, they're going to choose one of them, and they can be like, don't take any 3s, and so anybody that takes 3s, you have to pay the ruler a certain amount of money. Or it's like don't be the person that take the last blue card, and so it changes every round, and you get to choose. The ruler chooses one of those, and he basically hands it to each of the other players, and they have a chance to sin on it. So if it's like don't take any 2s or 3s, the sinning part is you will take all the 2s and 3s, and then if you're able to do that, then you get a lot of money. You get like 4 or 5 money from every player. But if you can't do it, then you have to pay a lot of money to the ruler. And so it's basically if you think you can take. It's sort of like what is it called? Going alone in euchre.
Yeah.
Where you're just like, I think I can take all this stuff, or whatever it says. So you can decide to do that. Otherwise, it's just whatever the edict is. But if you do decide to sin, you get a ring, and it actually comes with like this metal-ish ring to like.
Oh yeah, like an actual pinky ring.
Yeah, and it basically you can turn one card into a number 10 because the cards are numbered from 1 to 9. So it'd be like you're going to win this one.
Ah.
Yeah, and you basically go around until everybody is the ruler 3 times, and it's whoever has the most money wins. Okay. I enjoyed it. I definitely liked that it was changing every time. So the rulers, everybody gets to look at their cards before determining if they want to, if they want to sin or if the ruler which edict he wants to do. And some of the more advanced cards definitely got more intricate. Mm-hmm. It was like don't get pairs of like reds and greens. So that means at any point in the game, if you after the round you have like a 9 of green and then a 9 of red, then it's like, well, you have to pay money for it and stuff like that. And it's a closed economy, so if you ever can't pay enough money, then the game just ends immediately. But then also, one of the expert variants is a papal bill that basically you can choose, if you're the ruler, you can choose to have all 3 edicts active at the same time. Mm-hmm. And then
That sounds dumb.
It's not dumb. It's more of I need an influx of cash, and then everyone's just like, oh god, now I have to figure out like all this crap I don't have to take.
Yeah.
It's like one is like don't take any tricks, and
Just don't take a trick.
yeah,
Just lose.
yeah,
Lose.
Yep. Well, because if you don't want to take tricks, then it's fine. Like there are times when all 3 edicts were active, and I didn't take anything. Like it was like you had to put them all face down. They had to say what card they were leaving with, but then you flip it over, and whoever took that trick, like they had to pay money and stuff like that. And there was also don't take these, and don't be the person to take the first or the last trick, and like something else too. Mm-hmm. But then you can choose to sin on that papal bill, and basically you're going to sin on all 3 of those edicts. Mm-hmm. But if you were able to do all 3 of them, you just win automatically.
Just win the game.
The guy who did Rob Davro, who runs Restoration Games, who published this, he said he'd seen it once.
All right.
It's super hard to do, but I really like that you have that option of if you're able to just go super hard and you're able to succeed
Perfect
at
hand.
it. Yeah, the perfect hand for it, and you succeed, you just win. I like that that's in there.
Yeah.
Paul and Adrian, Andrew that played with us, they weren't a fan of that one, but I was.
Right on.
Yeah.
Jeff, what about you? What have you played?
I got the Hero Realms campaign, The Ruins of Thandar, that we played the first boss of. There's a lot of cards in that campaign expansion. There's a ton of giant-sized cards that are all the bosses. It comes with a whole like campaign book with like 16 different chapters, and it has branching campaign paths, so you can go through it all over again. Every class, because you need the class expansions to play, comes with like a ton of new items and abilities, a lot of which we have not figured out when they come in yet. The bosses were interesting. If you've played against any of the solo stuff in Star Realms or Hero Realms, where a certain color comes out and the boss does something, that's very similar to how this works, but now the boss has its own custom deck that you will put in certain cards that it will play and throw monsters at you, or in this case, drunken brawlers. It was a bar fight. Was the first boss.
Yes. Yep. Yeah.
I thought it was a lot of fun. Mm-hmm. Everyone got an upgrade and a new like one-time use potion at random. So all of our characters are slightly more powerful for this next run. So we'll see how it goes. I'm thinking maybe take the promos out of the starter class decks, because those are super powerful.
As the fighter, I was a big fan of mine.
Yeah. Maybe add those in as a possible treasure card you can get, and
Right.
Along with the other treasures. But besides that, I played a fuckload of Super Mario Odyssey while I was going to and from airports. It's been my first time my Switch has been traveling. I played it on 2 airplanes and a lot of sitting on a couch.
Do you have a battery backup for it?
No, but I had a plug-in,
Okay.
and it easily lasted the flight.
Yeah. Okay.
Like only 40% through the flight, I think. Yeah, Super Mario Odyssey is real fucking good. Real happy about it.
I have no idea.
That's because,
Because I don't have a Switch.
well, you don't like video games. So.
Yeah.
I like some video games.
No.
But,
No.
Katie?
If you did, you would have a Switch. I'm just saying.
Shut up. Katie, what about you? Have you played anything interesting lately?
No. I don't usually play a lot of new games. I tend to kind of play old games, but something I played on, I've been working loads. Monday, I actually got to play the Expanse board game. Has anybody heard about it?
I've heard good things.
I have heard good things. Yeah.
So I haven't seen the TV series at all,
Nor have I.
but it's based, and by based I mean they've taken photos of the characters and stuck them on cards. It's based on the TV series, and
It's based on a series of photos.
yes, of people that are in that space thing. No, I'm joking. But yeah, it's the Expanse, and I probably shouldn't be talking about it because I know nothing about the TV series, so maybe it is really similar.
No,
but
feel free to make assumptions on this podcast. That's what it's all about.
Yeah.
The person I played it with bought it because he loves the series, and he said the only similarity is using the characters on the cards, so to speak. But it's really nice. I was kind of interested in it because apparently it's kind of a mix of Twilight. It's got hints of Twilight Struggle in there, which I could see a little bit with some of the cards. If your opponent's card has your event on it, you can play it if you want to. So it's got a little bit of Twilight Struggle in there. And apparently it was supposed to be like a coin game. Now, I could explain coin, but I think that's for a different episode altogether.
Right.
Because I think only Adrian would probably care.
I mean, I will say that I have played a coin game, but I did not like it. So
Right.
I thought so.
I played Fire in the Sky.
Fire in the Lake.
Yes,
Fire
yeah, I even
in
got
the
the rain.
Sky?
Yep. Yeah, whatever.
That's like an old 80s alien movie.
Yeah, it's really scary.
Yeah, it's real good. I like it. But anyway,
I guess my brain was just trying to go to something better.
shut up, Zach. Yeah, so sorry. Keep going, Katie.
Yes.
Don't let Zach
Yeah, you
derail
totally
you.
interrupted me then with your
That's my job, isn't
That's what Zach does.
it? Yeah.
with your wrong opinion on coin games.
Yeah. I love having wrong opinions. They're great.
I'm only joking. And yeah, so basically it's a card-driven game, which are my favourite games. And I want to say that the actual look of the game and how that worked wasn't great. It was quite confusing, but I love the kind of there's area control involved. A lot of it's a card-driven game, so using cards, and I do quite like how it did feel like a lighter version of Twilight Struggle. But I've yet to I'll need to play it again to see if it is similar to Coin. It was quite light. It wasn't very heavy, so that's quite nice. I'm really bad at explaining games, but yes, it was good.
Awesome.
That's good to hear.
I almost forgot because I wasn't going to talk about it because I was like, oh yeah, we didn't really play. We were playing wrong. Wednesday we started to try Lands of Caledonia before game night. We realized we were playing wrong right around the time game night was supposed to be starting. So we're like, we'll put it away and we'll play later. Well, then we did play later, and we played through a full 4-player game. Zach, me, Paul, and Paul's roommate's brother, whose name I do not remember. I think 4 players is too much for Clans of Caledonia.
Yes.
But I actually really liked the game otherwise. I thought that it had some really interesting mechanics about how you kind of like grow your clan and the way you do your resource management in that game. I really enjoyed. So I thought that was pretty cool.
I know for me, I was a bit sour on it when I was playing it, mainly because like I had a timeline in my mind, and then we ended up adding the 4th player at the last minute, which added close to 30 minutes for explanation and how the game works, and then it added 30 minutes because that's what the game says, and then an additional 30 minutes after that. So it added about an hour and a half more than what I was expecting to do for that night, and so I was pretty grumpy about it internally. It reminded me a lot of Terra Mystica with the contracts from Yokohama.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I
Yeah.
didn't even think about comparing the contracts like that.
Yeah. There were definitely some things that I did like. They were at the moment though. So
There were some other things I liked, but I don't really remember what they were. So.
Yeah.
But you guys quit pretty early because you
on the other one, yeah.
Well, on the Wednesday night one, but then
Yeah.
we played again later in the weekend.
Yes.
And
I just don't like that art at all. The
Clemens Franz.
Kremens font, yeah, just
What's the Agricola Caverna
yeah.
artist?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Basically generic Euro game, the game artist.
First thing I saw was like, oh, it's this guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're not wrong. Yeah.
I don't know. I really liked it. Tony had it. We were talking about it a little bit before we learned 18XX because he had just gotten it and was playing through it as well. And yeah, it's a good game. I like it. I want to play more and maybe work it into the show as a review sometime.
Yeah, I definitely want to try it one more time to see if that was just a one-off, if I was just not in the right mood for it.
Cool.
Yeah.
Right on. Well, I think that kind of wraps up everything we've been playing, what's going on. So we can move on. Right, Jeff?
Yes. To what?
News and Kickstarter.
I know. I know.
Oh, okay.
It's a joke.
Oh.
Moving on to news.
Great joke, Jeff.
Yep. First up on news, Fantasy Flight Interactive has been revealed. This will be Fantasy Flight's, I don't know, what you would throw like Mansions of Madness's app into, but also bringing like real games, like real video games through Fantasy Flight
Okay.
onto Steam.
Interesting.
Yeah, like kind of how that Scythe game that looks a lot like Company of Heroes is coming out.
Yeah.
That looks real good. Maybe Fantasy Flight will be pulling one of those, hopefully, because Fantasy Flight has a lot of cool, like, what would you think about like a Fleet Battle Twilight Imperium game?
That'd be sweet.
Yeah.
I've always said Twilight Imperium really needs to be a video game.
But for right
I
now,
haven't played it.
It's real good. We all like it.
Oh, yeah.
Twilight Imperium?
Sorry,
Yeah.
news.
That's
No.
fine. No.
Oh, no.
Going off the rails is literally a core pillar of the Mile High Game Guys.
Yes.
But for right now, it looks like they're just going to be putting a lot of their apps and such on Steam. So like Mansions of Madness, Elder Signs, XCOM, all those app-driven games are going to show up on PC here pretty soon. So you can, use your PC instead of a tablet.
So
Yeah.
next up?
Next up in news, the Jack Vasel Memorial Fund auction has begun on Board Game Geek. This is a yearly charity auction that they throw tons of promos and rare games and signed copies. I was going through a bit of the auction list. They have like the new Scythe Legendary box signed. They have one of those Kickstarter numbered collector's editions of Scythe available. Some Essen 2017 releases like Terraforming Mars, Venus Next, that you can feel free to put some charity money down and get yourself an early copy of a lot of these awesome games.
Right on. Not to mention, totally supports a good cause since it's raising money for charity.
For people in need in the board gaming hobby.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And that goes until November 14th. So you have plenty of time to go over there and get bids in.
Yeah. Last up on news is something I am going to rage against. It is not a machine. It is not a machine. That was literally the next words out of my mouth.
Yeah, I know. I had to get it in right before. I see the words escaping. No, Jeff.
No. The thing, Outpost 31 board game, got its deluxe edition announcement of price point.
Oh, yeah, this is shenanigans.
It is holy shit shenanigans. So you not play tested. You got a demo at Gen Con.
Yes.
That game is going to be $60.
Yep.
And should be in stores very, very soon. And Mondo is making the deluxe edition, who makes a lot of really limited edition, expensive, cool stuff. Like the Alamo Draft House always has those cool glasses you can get with certain movies. But this deluxe edition is $120.
And it doesn't add hardly anything.
You get a limited edition box cover and slip shield, 2 additional miniatures, and a pin for $60 extra.
Fancy.
Yeah, it's complete bullshit.
Yeah, like I was really excited to look at that deluxe edition just to be like, oh, I love the thing. The base set's probably $60. It's probably, going to be $80 or $90, but $120. Double the MSRP of the base game for so little is crazy.
Yeah, it's almost insulting. It's real shitty.
You can,
and it's
Cool is
not
that pin though?
Not that cool.
No, it might be worth.
Is it diamond encrusted?
Is it gold made out of solid gold?
Yeah, it would need to be.
Well, and it doesn't help that like $60 for the base game. Like I've played it. There's not enough game there for me to want to drop $60 on it. So then,
but what about 120?
But then to go to 120, that's even worse. Like no, just no. Staying very far away from that, which sucks. I was really wanting the thing to be good because holy shit, I love the movie.
I'm going to go see it tomorrow.
Oh, you lucky bastard!
Yes, the Alamo is showing it. You can find pictures comparing the base set to the deluxe edition, and
if somebody doesn't tell you which one's which, I guarantee you would have a hard time telling just from looking at the photos.
Yeah, it's pretty brutal.
Yep.
So they're only going to be releasing 1982 copies because the film came out in 1982, and then they're only going to be releasing them. They will be releasing them at their MondoCon in Austin, November 4th and 5th, and then any that aren't sold there will go online in mid-November, and I'm positive that they will immediately sell out to suckers.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Right on. That's about it for news. There wasn't a whole lot going on. There's Essen is just wrapping up or wrapped up, and so there's all kinds of game releases and things that are coming out. I saw Rado has a video up for Nusifjord, which I need to go watch because I'm real interested in Nusifjord.
That's the new UE game, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I still like UE.
Yep.
I do. You don't really like UE as much anymore, right, Zach?
Yeah.
Did you ever?
Anymore? Yeah.
Did you ever?
And then I'm on the UE train with Adrian.
And Katie.
Ooh.
Right, Katie? You like
And
UE
Katie.
games?
Yeah.
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
Some of them, I do. Yeah.
Yeah, some of them is
The
probably...
ones about the farm. I like those.
I like Patchwork. That's always the one that's like I like that one. And then Le Havre, I am at neutral, so that's as close as you get.
Yeah. I'm surprised you're at neutral on the Harv even.
neutrally buoyant on that opinion. Okay. That was a Harbor joke.
Was it?
Was it?
Thanks for explaining your jokes again, Jeff.
Anytime.
Because I can't see you, I don't know who's speaking, so I don't know who to judge. Makes it quite hard.
You can just judge Adrian.
Yeah.
It's just the default position,
Yeah.
really.
Yeah.
So, Jeff, how about we move on to some Kickstarters?
Yes, on to the Kickstarters. First up on Kickstarters is Speakeasy Blues. About 3 times its original goal funded right now, $14,000, $5,000 goal, 265 backers, about 3 weeks left to go. And you can back this one for $49.
Yeah. So this one's kind of Prohibition themed. Takes place at a speakeasy, thus Speakeasy Blues. And it is a dice placement game for 2 to 4 players that supposedly plays in about an hour. And that basically sums up what I know about the game. No, basically you're running a speakeasy, and so you're trying to use the dice from the dice pool to like throw parties, bring in celebrities, pay off cops or gangsters, and get hooch, bootleg booze, and jazz music. So,
as is tradition.
yes, yeah, it's supposed to be fairly like I say authentic. It's definitely not like authentic, but a lot of things they have in the cards and stuff are the kind of real things that would have went on in a speakeasy in New York in the 20s. So
Our style's real cool too.
I do like the art style. Dice placement doesn't super do it for me, but the art style is pretty nice. But
And the theme's really different. I don't think there's anything like that really, is there?
not that I can think of, definitely. Which I'm kind of surprised there's not more board games set during like the Roaring 20s. I mean, there's other stuff that are mobsters and like
Besides every Arkham game.
Well, they're set, but that's an entirely different theme. Like that's not like real life 20s. That's crazy Cthulhu madness 20s
With Tommy guns.
But yeah, you could pick this up for $49 for a base pledge if you're interested in checking out Speakeasy Blues.
There's a lot of pieces in this. A lot of dice.
Yeah,
Worth it.
Oh, and it's also from the designers of Sagrada, so
Hence the dice placement.
Yeah, so they've got one good game under their belt, and
Sagrada's
maybe
real
more. I don't know about other games besides Sagrada from them.
All right. Next up on Kickstarter is Folded Space, a board game inserts and organizers. This one just passed funding, 10,000 of its 11,000 goal, or just underfunded 10,000 of its 11,000 goal. 338 backers, 24 days to go. So this one has a base pledge of like $5. But then you will add what insert you would like with a whole list of them underneath here. And the pledges for these inserts is actually like real reasonable. It's of course all in pounds.
Yes.
I'm just trying to remember that's not what the euro looks like.
No.
But like they only range $8.50 to $21 $25, and that's really only the like real big ones.
Yeah, it's the Gloomhaven one.
Yeah,
which
exactly.
Is, how much did you pay for yours?
60 or more.
Yeah, but these are basically just a higher quality foam core.
Yes.
So they're not like nice printed wood or even really plastic. They're a foam core.
But I will say, as someone who tried to make a foam core insert on his own, fuck that.
yeah, it's
that was horrible.
But I could see getting these for a lot of games, like lighter games that you don't really need like a heavy insert for, like King of Tokyo's on here. And if you want just a better organizer for that, this would be a good option.
Or like Eclipse is on here. And so if you want any organizer at all, because it has the typical fucking old school trough that does nothing.
Yeah.
But
Forbidden Stars is on here.
yeah.
Terraforming Mars is too, but that doesn't include any sort of replacement for the mat, unfortunately.
Play mats,
Womp womp.
Yeah.
which are necessary.
Yes.
Very much.
Now it does have shipping for like you can. It's like for the rest of. So if you want to ship to the U.S., it's like £6 if you do one of the items. But if you do up to 4 of the items, it's £12. £12. God, keep messing that up.
It's different.
Not everything's an American, guys.
No.
Not yet.
We're in the future.
This is future currency. My
is
bad.
all in the pound.
Yeah. That's why their money.
Reasonable shipping, though.
Yeah.
That's why their money's more better than ours.
More better. Yes.
More better.
Yeah.
Fantastic
More better.
economic insight there.
You can
Jeff.
take that to the bank, Jeff.
Yes.
God damn it, Zach.
So yeah, if you're looking for some affordable foam core inserts that you don't have to build yourself, Folded Space looks real good.
And they're like, it's like a heavy duty foam core. Like it's a quality foam core. So it's not.
I will say I did buy mine from the Dollar Tree, so they weren't the best.
That probably had a lot to do with.
They were still annoying to
struggle.
cut. You needed a really sharp knife, and the cutting
dull
foam
real
core
quick.
dulls super quick. Yeah. So
Good old Exactos.
Well, next up.
Next up is A Root, a game of woodland might and right. Very well funded, 150,000 of its $24,000 goal, over 2,000 backers, and 3 weeks left to go. This one you have about one pledge option for $60.
Yep, this one's coming out from Leader Games, who make a bunch of other awesome games. Now, Katie, if I'm not mistaken, I think I saw you posting about having a copy of this, a preview copy, over on Twitter the other day.
I have a prototype of Root. I haven't played it yet. I only received it a couple of days ago, and I've been stuck at work. But I'm doing a preview of it, actually. So if you want to check it out, plug. A little plug for my blog. No.
Yeah, no,
mean, that's-
absolutely.
Yeah, no, seriously, it's absolutely stunning. Like, the artwork is beautiful, and I've heard that isn't even the final artwork, so God knows how stunning it's going to look. And also, I quite like the gameplay. Sorry, I've kind of just taken over because I know about this game.
Well, and that was the
But
idea.
I quite like how it's a war game, but it's not necessarily so obvious it's a war game. I think it's going to be good to convert a lot of people into that side of the hobby. And there's some gorgeous mechanics as well. It's quite asymmetric. You've got multi-use cards as well, and it's pretty interesting.
I don't like all these facts that just got spurted out. That's not a fan of that. But yeah, no, this is by.
Did I steal your part there?
No, I don't.
Because we
don't deal with facts.
Yeah, we don't deal with facts. It's nice to have someone that knows what they're talking about for once.
right.
But no, I was going to say is this is by the guy that did Vast.
Yes.
Crystal Caverns, and the fact that he knows how to do asymmetrical games, because that was the asymmetrical game to end all asymmetrical games.
Yeah.
So the fact that he's making another asymmetrical game is like, oh, that's good.
Right. Well, and then the designer is Cole Worley, who did Pax Pamir, Infamous Traffic, and John Company, which are like three of the current pinnacle of like heavy, opaque,
You're losing
hard
me,
to
Adrian.
even understand games.
No.
So it has something for all of us.
Okay.
So this actually might be one that all three of us could possibly enjoy over
I
here.
am a huge fan of the art, though. It's really good.
Zach definitely just pledged for Root like right now.
Yeah, no, I actually have to look at it. I'm like, oh, it's by them? Okay.
Right on.
Yeah, beautiful game.
Yeah, and so like Jeff said, you can pledge that for $60, and that's Root, a game of woodland might and right.
And that's it for Kickstarters. There are no more Kickstarters.
None at all.
Not at all?
As is tradition, no more ever again.
The website is shutting down
Yep,
until next week.
These were the last three.
Right on. Wow, this is going to be a really short episode.
Which is fine.
Because I don't have anything to say, really.
No, it's fine. Well,
It's because we didn't talk about the Broncos for 20 minutes.
because the Broncos don't play till tomorrow.
Yeah.
So I'll be real salty maybe next week because they'll have played twice before we record again. So we might be two more losses down and be real upset.
And I haven't played Blood Bowl. I still got a troll and a chainsaw to cut up some dwarves here pretty soon.
Yeah. We did forget one thing at the beginning of the episode. And Katie, you mentioned it just a second ago. That probably won't make it in the episode, but whatever. You're drinking a beer, and we occasionally like to talk about what we're drinking. So, Zach, how about you start? What are you drinking?
I'm drinking the last of a Big Bad Baptist bomber. So
That's an Imperial Stout from Epic.
yeah,
Barrel-aged Imperial Stout.
Yeah.
super tasty.
Yeah.
Jeff, which Epic beer are you drinking tonight?
I'm drinking the Tart and Juicy from Epic Brewing.
And I'm drinking the Escape to Colorado IPA because that's all we drink anymore. Now that Jeff started working for Epic, we just drink Epic.
I get a lot of free beer.
Katie, what about you? What are you drinking?
I'm actually drinking a Blue Moon now, and I know that's probably isn't exotic to you guys, but it's quite nice to find it over here.
It's from our local Coors Brewery.
Yeah, it's our local craft right down here. Yeah.
Our local.
I know it's not a craft beer, whatever. I like it.
No,
It's
it's
fine.
Blue Moon.
yeah.
It is at least a Colorado, Colorado-owned brewery now.
You're
I
drinking.
had a root beer, and not actual beer, but a root beer from a Colorado place the other day. It was good.
Right on. Oh, I was. So I binge watched.
Can't remember where.
Go ahead.
That was it.
Oh, okay. So I binge watched all of Stranger Things, which I won't talk about because I don't want to spoil it for anybody who hasn't had a chance to watch it yet. Zach and Jeff don't watch Stranger Things at all because they're heathens.
I just,
Why are you friends? They don't like.
It's a question I ask myself on a near daily basis.
No, what it is that we were already friends. No, we were already friends. It's like you get married to someone and then you find out
The
all
true
the
person.
fucked up shit, and they're like, "Oh God, do I leave this person now?" And it's just
I'm
Adrian's too
invested.
chicken shit.
I'm too invested in the relationship
Yes.
at this point. But so while I was binge watching Stranger Things,
Season 2.
Season 2, yeah. I was texting somebody else who was watching it, and they sent me a link. Apparently, Shorts Brewing in Upper Michigan is brewing a Chief Hopper hopped up IPA, which you guys don't watch. The two of you here. Katie, it sounds like you at least do. So you know who Chief Hopper is.
I've watched the first episode.
Yes.
I know
Yeah.
who Chief Hopper is.
Yeah, so they're brewing an IPA.
I haven't even watched
the
the trailer. So.
Jesus, Zach.
It's a good show. I've just not gotten around to watching it.
Yeah, you should. It's real good.
Yeah.
I do like IPAs though. I am cool, really. I do drink cool stuff too.
That's even you're dropping on my stock because I hate IPAs.
Zach hates hops. I like hops. And
Adrian loves hops.
Wishes that hops could just be beer. Just eat hops and get drunk just like beer. That's pretty much what he does.
Actually,
that's the dream for
I actually wish there was like a 0 alcohol IPA that like 0 calories, 0 alcohol with all the flavor and like taste of an IPA. That'd be fantastic.
Non-alcoholic IPA.
I like ales as well. I like ales and bitter.
Yes.
So here's a question about the UK. Do you know what Buckfast is?
Yes.
Okay.
It's fucking awesome.
How much Buckfast have you drank in your lifetime?
Oh, not much because it's not just readily available to me.
Gotcha.
If it was, then that answer might be quite different.
So my favorite term about Buckfast makes you fucked fast. So it's basically, fortified wine, I think is what it's actually under.
It's rocket fuel. It's crazy.
There was an internet personality, Danny O'Dwyer, is an internet personality, Danny O'Dwyer from Ireland, and he introduced some of the Giant Bomb crew to Buckfast at one point, and I have always wanted some, but I have not been able to try it.
I'm going to have to try and remember that for if I ever go to the UK.
Yeah.
Try and track down some Buckfast.
Well, I'm coming to Origins. I can try and bring some Buckfast if anyone's going.
I don't think any of the three of us are, but maybe
when is Origins?
In
June.
Yeah, we might be able to go in June.
That's June.
We haven't finalized next year's con schedule. That's too far in the future. We don't plan that far.
No. As you can tell by our pre-show.
But I have to because it's like
international travel.
Well, yeah, I mean, like I plan my international travel.
It takes a lot of planning to get that far.
All right, so it says Google says that Buckfast tonic wine is a fortified wine with caffeine.
Oh my god!
So is this like Four Locos?
I think so,
but for wine.
Yeah,
it's like a Four Loco, but even crazier.
Because then you're getting wine drunk with that.
It's like a Four Loco in a land that never had prohibition.
Do you know what Four Loco?
I find this funny because I don't know what that means, but I appreciate what they're saying.
So Four Loco.
I appreciate that you guys are having fun.
Yeah. So you're unfamiliar with Four Loco?
I don't know what that is.
So Four Loco is a combine like a Red Bull and really garbage malt liquor together. So you have an energy drink and something that's about 12% alcohol. Now put it in like a liter can and then drink the whole thing in about 15 minutes.
That's like my Friday night.
Yeah. See, you would love Four Loco.
Four Locos they're great for college students. But then the one kid died while drinking Four Loco.
He had a heart attack because of the caffeine.
Yeah. Because then people would just try and get super drunk while also drinking a shitload of caffeine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so
is this everywhere in the States? Because I used to live in Texas.
It was.
They changed the formula, didn't they?
Yeah. After the kid died, there was a big outrage about like, oh, you can't be combining alcohol and caffeine because that leads to bad situations because, nobody cares about personal responsibility. And so they had to like modify the recipe and
they got rid of the caffeine, the taurine, and the guarana.
Yes, they basically took the Red Bull.
They took the energy drink out of it. And apparently it was also marketed as an energy drink.
So do you guys have dragon soup?
No.
I've never heard of this.
Unless it's medieval times.
It's something very similar.
Okay.
It's like an energy drink with alcohol in it. And I was going to a barbecue once and I drank 2 and then fell asleep on the bus and then didn't get to the barbecue. And then, that's the end of the story. Not that much fun.
You got drunk on the way to the barbecue.
I had like a half an hour journey because I didn't want to drive because obviously I was drinking dragon soup.
It's an 8% fermented alcoholic beverage fortified with schnapps, containing high levels of caffeine blended with taurine. So yes, it's Four Loco.
Yeah. Now just bump the alcohol percentage up 4% more, and then you got Four Loco.
That's where they got the 4. That makes more sense.
Jesus, Zach.
You're on fire.
You're a terrible human. He's going to be on fire. I'm going to light him on fire. All right.
So that's our drinking stories for the week.
So let's start to wrap this one up here a bit. We didn't have any emails.
No emails.
So where would people send those if they wanted to email us, Jeff?
Emails at milehighgameguys.com.
There is, however, some BGG responses from previous episodes. Zach, you got those handy?
Some meaning one, yes.
Okay.
So this is from the Fury of Dracula episode.
Ooh.
Way back when.
Oh, yeah.
Which just got announced for a reprint.
Yes. So this is from Derek. I just discovered you all, so I'm playing a bit of catch up, but this was a good episode. I've had a Fury of Dracula 3rd edition on my shelf for like 2 years and unpunched because I'm a madman.
That sounds like a lot of my games.
Right?
I at least punch every game that I...
Because you love punching.
I love punching.
You punched my Terraforming Mars before I even saw the box.
Yep, that was that was the price of me ordering it for you.
And me paying you money to order it for me.
Yes, you used my Amazon Prime, so
Read the rest of his...
what I'm trying to have a dialogue with Jeff.
We're having a conversation here, Adrian.
Yeah, this is what people pay us money for, and I dropped my phone real quick. All right, but this episode is driving me to pull it off the shelf and get it to the table this week for Halloween, even ahead of all the Essen titles I just picked up.
Awesome.
Nice.
Picked up some Essence stuff, huh?
Yeah.
Fancy,
I'm real jealous.
fancy.
I wanted to go to Essen real bad this year.
Maybe next year.
Oh, yeah, definitely next year.
Yeah, I'll bring some book fast.
Yeah. Can you cross borders with that?
I can try.
There's no one to stop you except the border guards.
Yeah. If not, I'm sure Germany has something equivalent, too, that we can find.
Yes.
But that's awesome, Derek. I'm glad that you're getting it off the shelf and finally getting it played. And it's a great game for Halloween. Very thematic.
And a good game.
And there's a reprint coming.
Yes,
That's something we probably could have put in news that I forgot about. Or did we talk
did
about
last
that last
we
week?
did last week.
See? All right, this is why I drink.
Just like in general.
Yes.
Okay.
So I don't have to remember. But yeah, if you want to get hold of us or comment on any of our past episode type stuff, you can jump over to our Board Game Geek Guild number 2731, where we have threads up for all of our main review and discussion episodes that you can chime in on. Also, feel free to start your own thread, berating Zach maybe for not liking coin games or not liking hoppy beer or really anything that you can find to berate Zach about, go for it.
Or if you want to berate Adrian about literally everything else that he's wrong about.
Shut up, Zach. Or Jeff.
It's usually Zach that says it.
Yeah,
That's
you
why.
guys are becoming the same
No,
person.
he was wrong about that. So,
Oh.
That's proving the point.
yeah.
But yeah, so Board Game Geek Guild number 2731. You can find us on Facebook and Instagram /Mile High Game Guys. And I tweet under @MHGameGuys.
I am Zach_MHGG.
And I'm Jeff_MHGG.
And Katie, would you like to plug your website, social media, blog, all that stuff?
So my Twitter handle is @Katie's Game Corner without the O in corner because it wouldn't fit. And my website or my blog is www.katiesgamecorner.com.
Fantastic.
There you
And
go.
definitely be sure to jump over there. Katie does some awesome written content. And I'm loving all the new focus on like war games and heavy games.
Thank you, Adrian. I'm glad you approve.
I do.
I love war games. I am lining up to play Paths of Glory sometime in the near future.
Okay, you have very slightly redeemed yourself.
Well, that was Jeff, so Zach's still fucked.
Yeah.
I'm just going to drink a beer.
Oh, see, this is why I said I don't know.
Yep. That's why I made sure to clarify so you knew.
Yes, I'm big fans of war
I
games and
appreciate your
such.
comment.
Two-player asymmetrical for the win.
Same.
Yes. Yep. Which, fittingly enough, tune in Friday for our review of two-player asymmetrical sort of war game, Twilight Struggle, because that's what we're going to be reviewing here shortly, and it will be out and listenable to on Friday.
Is it really?
Yes,
I would definitely say Twilight Struggle is asymmetrical.
card-wise.
Yeah.
I mean, the cards are, but yeah.
Yeah.
loosely. I don't know. We'll talk about it in the episode.
Yeah.
So, thanks everybody for tuning in and listening to the show. Thank you, Katie, for taking the time to join us. I know it is rapidly getting later and later over there in the future.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for having me.
There's only like, what, a 20-hour day in the future, right?
Right,
So,
exactly.
Yeah.
The rotation of the Earth went off. And,
Yeah.
And yeah,
Everything else is completely fine, but there's just 4 less hours for whatever reason.
anyhow, I've been your host, Adrian.
I am still Zach.
And I'm Fortified Jeff.
And thanks again, Katie.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
Bye.
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 I legitimately, it's over.
This is a you're getting to experience, Katie, what every one of our guests experience. How ridiculous! You'll listen to the episode in like 2 days, and you'll be like, "Oh, they edited out so much of this nonsense."
No, this is the end of the episode, Chet.
As bonus.
Yes.
Stingers.
Bonus. All right.
This is better than sleep.
You're welcome.
Yes.
Punchboard Media, where we all
Bring something
to the table.
pull up a chair
At punchboardmedia.com.